So today's card is the Source Dragon, and it's off about being tuned into the infinite. But what I seem to be getting is, with all this chaos and with all the things that are going on in the world, is just being in that quiet space. So let's see if I'm right or they want to talk about something else. Yes, there is so much anger, resentment, and chaos in the world of this time. And we would like you to start to look inwards, to look into that space of peace, that pace of slowness, that pace of coming down from the I must, do, be. And this sort of being is different to the being we are asking you to do and the doing we are asking you to be. Because when you become the stillness in the storm, you help others to sit in that storm in peace as well. We are asking you to be the stone in the water. The emotional river may flow around you and over you, but you are that strong stone anchored in the base of the river, so that you allow that water to just flow over you. It may make you smoother, it may change your shape, but the core you is smooth. It keeps you strong. And this core is the energy of the divine, that central point that all beings, incarnated or otherwise, come from. That point that we are all connected to, that point that we are all returning to, that place of unconditional love and pure peace, that space within the space, that place where this one has watched that moment when the Christ stopped and created such a space of peace that the anger, the resentment, the hatred just flowed around him as he connected with the being in front of him, the peaceful being who wished to show him their love, their support. And because of this, he allowed them to have that moment of grace, that moment of peace. And so we ask you to connect that energy of total stillness in the eye of the storm, that moment of total peace where you are communing with the divine, not on a verbal level, but on an energy level, on a heart energy level, on a multidimensional heart energy level, so that your vibration and the divine's vibration become even more of a match in this world, not just in the world that you believe the divine sits in, but this world. How every single being on this planet is the divine looking out into the world, and each being looking at another is the divine looking back, seeing each being as it truly is, rather than a preconception of the egotistic mind, seeing each being as that spark of the divine, observing the world, experiencing the world, and sharing that love from the divine with each other. In this time of darkness and chaos, As you watch the events that are happening in a certain country of the world, we ask you not to see them as a being of suffering, but a being of love, a being who needs healing and love, a being who needs support and love, a being who is crying out in the darkness for that hand to pull them out of that darkness, to help them to create that place of peace, that pace of peace, so that as they go through what they are going through, they can feel the world holding them, they can feel the world supporting them, because the world has become an echo of the divine, and then finally a flow of the divine, so that that love, that unconditional love and compassion of the divine flows into those beings and helps them to process what is going on with them, to help them accept what is going on with them, but also to know that they are important to the divine, important to the planet, important to humanity, that they are just as much a part of humanity as everyone watching the events, everyone making the decisions to help those beings, everyone who is sending help in whichever way they are sending, so that every being is connected to everyone else, and that they know that they are just as important, whether they are sending healing as the person who is on the ground helping. All are helping in their own way, so do not berate yourself if you are not physically there. But we only ask, if all you can do is send the love, healing and compassion to those beings, you are helping. You are helping build up the energy so that those beings will take another step. Those beings will wake up tomorrow. Those beings will show love to others rather than retreat into their horror and anger. So we ask you to be love. We ask you to emit love. We ask you to send love. And in being love, you also help others to be love. For your energy will surround them and permeate them and help them to become love too. So we will leave it there. And we hope that this message of peace reaches your heart rather than your mind. Be well. Yes, there's a lot of people who need the support at this time. So any little bit of healing or help that you can send is appreciated on all vibrations and all levels.